Hi, I'm Carolyn from Shaping Paws, and you're watching a video on how to train your dog to comfortably wear a muzzle. Muzzle training is important for several reasons. Often dogs are scared or fearful at the vet, and a muzzle can keep everybody safe. A muzzle is a useful tool in behavior modification and helping work your dog feel more comfortable around his triggers. And as well, sometimes it's a legal requirement for a certain dog to wear a muzzle. So what follows is a step-by-step instruction of what to do. Just remember that your dog is your guide to determine how fast or how slow you proceed through the training. Unfortunately, there is not a muzzle brand or style that will fit every dog. Use these criteria to find the right muzzle for your dog. You may have to try a few brands, styles, and sizes. You can even find custom-made muzzles. A muzzle should not be so big that it rubs up against or blocks your dog's eyes. A muzzle should be roomy enough so that a dog can easily eat and pant while wearing it. A muzzle should be long enough so that your dog's nose isn't squished up against the end of it. A muzzle should be wide enough so that it does not pinch the sides of your dog's face. In addition to a muzzle, gather these materials. A smearable food like canned cheese or peanut butter to apply directly on the muzzle, and smaller treats such as hot dog pieces or jerky sticks to reward the dog while wearing the muzzle. If your dog has a negative history with wearing a muzzle or is just unsure about it, the first step is making her feel more comfortable. Toss yummy pieces of food on and around the muzzle. Do not add pressure for your dog to approach the muzzle. Once your dog is readily approaching the treats you have tossed near the muzzle, you can move on to the next step of touching the muzzle with your hand, but not picking it up while your dog eats the treats. Here, I spread the canned cheese on the muzzle tab at the back. I hold it out and let the dog approach to lick the food. Right before she is done, I remove the muzzle. Okay, so now I'm going to move it just 1 inch further into the muzzle. Hand it out to the dog. Good girl. Nice. Right before she finishes, pull it away. I'm gonna do that again. Hold it out, let her eat. Good girl. And pull away. Nice job. In this video clip, I have smeared the canned cheese a little bit further into the muzzle. It is important to remove the muzzle right as she finishes licking all of the cheese so she does not practice moving out and away from the muzzle. When removing the muzzle from the dog's face, bring it forward rather than upward to avoid accidentally bumping the dog on the chin. Okay, so at this stage, you're going to put the smearable treat, I'm using canned cheese, at the very end, kind of in the middle, so the dog can lick it off. Hand it out to the dog. Good girl. Let her lick it off, and when she's almost done, there we go. Good girl. Yes. Pull it. Here I am petting the dog at the back of her neck while she licks the cheese out of the muzzle. After your dog starts to lick the food out of the muzzle, pick up a side strap and gently pet the back of the dog's neck while still holding the muzzle strap in your hand. Continue the petting until right before your dog finishes licking the food. Practice handling and moving both side straps of the muzzle, but one at a time, to the back of your dog's head. Here I demonstrate doing the same step, but with my right hand and the opposite muzzle strap. Okay, so on the step of handling the muzzle straps, you can see one strap is considerably shorter than the other. So all I've done is tied a piece of string to this one, so it gives me a little bit more room to handle when we're practicing holding the straps behind the head. Touch. Good. So I just hold it like this. Pick up and hold both straps of the muzzle in one hand at the back of the dog's neck in this step. Hold the straps while your dog is licking the food. Be sure to alternate which hand holds both muzzle straps across trials. Consider removing the forehead strap on the muzzle to simplify the training. Note that the forehead strap accidentally poked the boxer in the eye in that last video. Clip or buckle the muzzle on. Immediately feed your dog another treat through the front of the muzzle and then remove it. I find canned cheese easy to use for this, as the nozzle fits through the front of the muzzle easily. Start building up the time your dog wears the muzzle by giving her treats quickly through the front of the muzzle. Begin with giving 2 treats back to back before removing the muzzle. Then move on to giving 3 treats back to back. Over training trials, build up to giving her 8 to 10 treats consecutively before removing the muzzle. Start getting your dog comfortable and moving just a little when wearing the muzzle. Once you clip or buckle the muzzle on, hold a treat approximately 6 inches from your dog's nose to encourage the dog to take a single step forward. As soon as your dog does, use your marker word and give the dog the food. Repeat this setup 1 to 2 more times and then remove the muzzle. This step is just like step 9, but hold the food a little bit further away to encourage your dog to move a bit more. Practice some of your dog's most well-known or favorite cues with her when she is wearing the muzzle. For example, you can key your dog to target, sit, or shake. This helps her feel comfortable wearing and responding to your cues when she's muzzled. Start with cueing just 2 back-to-back behaviors before then removing it. Over training trials, increase the number of cued behaviors you ask your dog to do before removing the muzzle. This will increase the amount of time she's comfortable wearing it. Here, Dakota paws at the muzzle. Notice that I redirect her attention, represent the target stick, and then reward her with the food for touching the target stick. If your dog continues to paw at the muzzle or show a different sign of being uneasy with it at any step, you may need to back up in the training and practice an easier step. Let your dog be the guide on how fast or slow to proceed. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Repeat step 11, but cue a moving behavior. For example, here I'm cueing the dog to walk a few feet to target. Make sure to reward each behavior and reward often. Contact a behavior consultant or a veterinary behaviorist if your dog shows any aggression, anxiety, or just continues to be uncomfortable with the muzzle during the training.